Hey, sorry, I was watching I Hypocrite. I have the sniffles. I'm gonna keep watching I Hypocrite. I'll be back. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I think I have a show in me. I feel like I'd probably have a show in me. Let's find out together. Hello, my name's Hello Listener. You can call me Sinner for short. The date is 4/4/2025. I have not sold my soul. I'm a real person. The heat is on. All you niggas ready to die, the heat is on. All you niggas ready to fly, the heat is on. Have your mother ready to cry, the heat is on. Yeah, the heat is on, you know. I'm going to talk about elementary school, I guess. You know. Black kid killed a white kid recently. And then everybody tried to figure out why after. Football guy. Great white kid. Another great white gone. And what happens? His father gets on and says, I just want everybody to know that this wasn't a race thing. Okay. Been trying to push through being sick for like weeks now. Still do a show. I feel like if I don't have it in the beginning, I don't have it. So I'm going to give this a few seconds. I'm going to give this a few minutes. If a show comes out of me, then we'll do a show. If not, I'm just going to exit the building. I don't want to waste my time or your time. So don't worry, I won't be wasting anybody's time. These first few minutes, we're going to be deciding, do I have a show going on? Do I have a show here? Do I have a show? I was just watching iHypocrite, and he told me that the black crime rate wasn't so dissimilar before the civil rights movement than it is after. So everybody likes to say, oh, it was the welfare programs, and it was the civil rights era, and it was all this stuff, and after that, and it was the gangster rap. But apparently it wasn't. Apparently they've been like this the whole time. Is that racist to say? They've been like this the whole time? Is that racist? That's just the stats. That's just the available statistics. I don't know what to tell you. I can't imagine being a kid going to school these days. When I was a kid, there was some blacks, but not that many. As time went on, more and more showed up. By the end of high school, I was on a bus with almost all blacks. It was just me. But I was able to avoid confrontation. Yeah, but this, I don't know. I don't want to tread over. I don't want to revisit things we've already talked about. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a show. Let's give it a minute. I might have a show. I don't know why it's so hard lately. I'll come back. I'm going to give it a third try. I think I need to stretch my legs, maybe do some push-ups, do a couple things, and then I'll come back and then we'll see if I have a show. I think I have a show. I think I got a show. If not, I'm just going to get out of here. I don't want to waste your time. It's a throwaway thumbnail. It's a throwaway title. I figured I'd just ramble. I used to do that. I used to be a rambling man. This light's too bright. Putting on my Kingdom glasses. This light's too bright. I can't live like this. Why do I find myself so unenthused about things lately? It's so whack. I don't know how Jay does it. Jay streams like every single day, man. Other people bring the content to you, LP sits and watches clips basically scrolls Twitter. That's pretty good. Jay Dyer has a bunch of people arguing with him. That's pretty good. Where's the content? For me, the content was just the contents of my head. Let's go. But lately, my head's all quiet, and I just sit there like, I'm scared. I'm scared that it's all gone. That my brilliant intellect has finally failed me for good. Now, I go through periods like this. I always have, but it always feels like the end. And I asked my wife, is it over? And she says, you always ask this, and it's not over. It'll come back. It's the doldrums. It's basically the doldrums. And this happens to me all the time, where I just kind of collapse and I no longer have anything to give. But I'm trying to give you something. I want to give my audience something. You know, I want to say some cool stuff. I want to say some funny stuff. I just don't have that right now. I think what's happening right now is I'm really looking to the past instead of to the future. A lot of times in this show, I look to the future and I try and figure out how we're going to establish a Christian monarchy in America and stuff like that. I'm always thinking about, is that possible? And right now, I'm not really thinking in those terms. I'm thinking about the past a lot. Not my past, but the history of the church, you know. Hence yesterday's show. Hence it. I beg of you, hence that. And that was kind of like the initial burst. I rewatched and I was like, I feel like I did okay. But there's a lot going on there. And the timeline is crazy. All the dots connect. Everything makes sense. A clear narrative is happening. I was thinking about something yesterday. What really struck me about church history was how none of the things which happened that were great, that expanded Christendom and solidified it, happened by the sword. None of it. None of it happened by Christians taking up arms. Actually, it just happened by divine providence, when Christians kept to their own. Not to their own, but they stayed faithful. So, if you think about before Constantine, there was a time of great persecution. And then Constantine, an outsider, had a vision which brought him to the church, which brought him to the faith, and eventually instituted Christianity as the religion of the empire, right? That wasn't Christians doing that. That was Constantine. Constantine was outside of the faith and came to it and brought with him all sorts of, wonderful things for the church, and it expanded and did all sorts of stuff. Yesterday we were talking about Khazaria. The fall of Khazaria happened not by a Christian. It happened by someone outside the faith who came to the faith. The Prince of Kiev, I think Vladimir. He destroyed Khazaria, became Orthodox, and created the greatest Orthodox empire in the history of the world. Think about that. I really think there's something to that. And here's my theory. This has just been in my head, but I'm going to say it out loud. Here's my theory. My theory is thus. Do you think the people before Constantinople could have seen something like this coming? I'll tell you, they couldn't. They expected endless persecution, and they accepted endless persecution for their faith. Constantinople, a beautiful society grown on Christian principles. All of these things grew by God's providence, not by them going out conquering or doing anything like that. Christianity was not spread by the sword. That's Islam. Is slimy. Slime. I just call it slime. The slime. Islam, also known as the slime. The great slime, which lurches across the Indo-European Empire. The slime of Muhammad. So here's what I was thinking. So that happened like that, right? And nobody was expecting it. Nobody was like preparing for it. It just happened by the will of those outside the faith who then converted to the faith. And you could probably say that a lot of that happened by the death of the martyrs and the piety of the faithful. There's no planning. There's no subterfuge. That's not what Christ calls us to do. This is interesting. You're starting to get those tingling feelings in your brain, right? Well, here's what I think. Here's what I'm starting to think. Everybody's sitting around trying to figure out, how do we make it a Christian monarchy? How do we become Christian nationalists? How do we kick out the bads and keep the goods? I don't think that's the way. I think the way is humility and faithfulness to the church, and a willingness to die for your beliefs, a willingness to be martyred. And then I think about China, North Korea. I think about the Asian world, right? Those who have yet to embrace the true faith in any way throughout history, in any meaningful way. I mean, there's a couple Orthodox churches here and there in China, which could be a catalyst. But and I think about the 20th century and how in the 20th century we'd probably had more Christian martyrs die for the faith than we did throughout all of history because of the Bolsheviks' revolution, which specifically targeted Orthodox Christians, true Christians. And I think about all those martyrs in heaven praying for us right now, and how powerful their prayers must be, and how much suffering they went through. And some part of me thinks that through the prayers of the martyrs and through the piety of the new Orthodox, the divine hand of God will once again favor us, and we will see incredible things happen that we did not plan. Because that's kind of the way of the Christian, is not to assert yourself, not to decide what you want and push it on the world. That's the way of the subverter. That's the way of the Antichrist, is your will, or is my will, not God's, right? But we accept God's will, whatever it looks like. And through that acceptance of God's will, miraculous things occur. And so my theory is that through the prayers of the martyrs of the 20th century and the new adoption of Orthodoxy in the West and the rejection of the false churches, my theory, and you could call me a freaking, you cannot call me a prophet, even if this does happen. But maybe in our lifetimes, maybe within 100 years or so, you'll see a great, what's it called, where everybody converts? There's a word for it. A great conversion in China and in these places which have hitherto rejected Christ entirely. And then becoming an ally in a great new Christendom that dwarves the Christendom of the first millennium. One which involves Russia, China, America, what's left of Europe. And if you look at where we're at today, all the information is available. We're not a bunch of street merchants and blacksmiths, just going off of hearsay. We know what's going on. I laid it all out yesterday, haphazardly, but I did. If a Muslim wants to know the truth, it's not hidden from him. He has ChatGPT too. Jump on, take a look, learn church history, learn about the slime of Muhammad. We could have a great conversion of the Muslims. We could have a great conversion of the Chinese. We're already beginning to see a conversion of the Protestants and the Catholics and the atheists in the Western world. So I don't think any planning or anything by our own hands is going to change any of it. And looking back at Christian history, that's never been the case. It's always been a reliance on God alone and the providence of God, allowing for miraculous situations to occur, which just happened to benefit Christendom in a way that nobody could have foreseen. Nobody. Maybe I'll foresee this one, though. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you know what I mean? I said in I didn't play the clip, but recently I was talking about Protestantism. Not on the show. I said Protestantism is over. Like it's gone. It's not going to survive much longer. It was a heresy, a 500-year heresy, and its time is up. Anyone with a mind cannot cling to it. And it's becoming more and more apparent every day that its time is up. It helped produce a lot of the crap that we're in today, a lot of the acceptance of Enlightenment ideals, a lot of the massaging of quote-unquote Christianity into worldliness, a lot of the separation of church and state crap. In true Christendom, the church is the state. It supersedes worldly institutions. Which kind of makes me return to that idea I was talking about. I think I talked about it on stream months ago. Sinner's Concentric Monarchy. It's my own play on Plato's Republic. Obviously stupider. Obviously not good brains. But I think it's brilliant anyway. I think I drew it on stream. And the idea was, and this is, I was reading Brothers Karamazov yesterday, and the middleist of all brothers, Ivan Petronakrova, Ivan Karamazov, he's talking to two monks about the separation of church and state and the relationship of church and state. And he says that even though he's an atheist and he's just kind of playing with words, ultimately, he says that the true nature of the church is to subsume, correct? Subsume is the word. Let me make sure subsume is the word that I think it is. Subsume. Yeah. To subsume the state. Because, and this is me paraphrasing, and I want to reread it and really explore this idea more. Because even the saint in this part, who was listening intently to the conversation, confirmed what Ivan, the atheist, said about the church. About the true nature of the church subsuming the state entirely. Because if you are a Christian people and you have a Christian ethic, then there's no need for the state. Because even those who go against even those who break the law, they're not just breaking the law of the land, they're breaking the law of God. And in the church, there's no place for, I mean, there's punishments and there's penances and stuff like that, but everything is done in service of the sinner to bring him back to Christ, including excommunication. Like in the writings of Paul, when that man was having relations with his stepmother, they excommunicated him. And that excommunication, they handed him over to the devil, as Paul said. That excommunication served to eventually bring that young man to repentance and bring him back into the fold. So even excommunication is an act of love in the church. And so everything is about restoration of the body of Christ. And so punitive punishments, which only serve to cause people to turn against the state and see it as an oppressive entity, would be done away with entirely. What's going on with my stream? Hold on, I think I might be having problems. It as an oppressive entity would be done away with entirely. Okay, we're back. That was weird. 10% drop frames. Let me make sure my phone's not connected. I don't know why that happened. So, and we see that reflected in American politics. You know, black people aren't rehabilitated by going to jail. And it's not as if they're beyond rehabilitation. I don't know. Whatever. I think we just should separate from them. But they're not rehabilitated by prison time and stuff like that. They just see the cops as oppressive. Why are the cops oppressing me? There's no real consideration of your own sins. There's only a consideration of those who won't let you sin. Because it's a material issue, not a spiritual issue. So there's something to that, I think. And that led me to my idea. Well, that didn't lead me to my idea. The sinner's concentric monarchy I came up with months ago. And I know it's a rudimentary and simple idea, but I'll illustrate it again on paint because Photoshop is too much. So, and I think in a way, my idea, my suspicion is that this reflects the kingdom of heaven. Maybe it's more stratified than the kingdom of heaven. Maybe not. But it's a very simple situation. Essentially different levels of excommunication, which goes well with this idea of the church subsuming the state. So right here we have essentially the saints, the elders, right? Let's say saints. And they are in the highest authority. Sorry for making the word saints look so scary. And out here is the outer darkness. The outer darkness, that's where the sharks live. All right. And essentially, society is run in a series of excommunications, and you rise to the level of your own behavior. You have no place amongst the most privileged aspects of society, because the most privileged aspects demand the most obedience. You value your freedom. Maybe you value your freedom to be a little crazy. Maybe you value freedom to willfully sin. Maybe you value your freedom to be a liar and a cheater and a stealer. Maybe you value your freedom to be a murderer. Well, then you go with the people who are like you. You have no place in the inner sanctum. The inner sanctum is for those who are obedient to Christ. And depending on the level of your sin, depending on the level of your iniquity, you end up in a stratum, straight, filled with people like you, filled with people who value their sin or whatever to the level that you do. And so that goes all the way to actual excommunication, anathema, and then you're in the outer darkness, and that's where all the wild things are, maybe some trees, maybe some golems over here being like angry. They're just grumpy golems. And, that's where you belong. You don't belong in civilization if you can't act civilized. Those who want civilization, they get to have it. Those who cannot be civilized are not tolerated, period. Period. Okay, you can't be a saint, we understand. You can be outside of the inner sanctum. You're doing your best, but you're, whatever. So you can hang out over here. Oh, you have some deeper issues? Well, then you go here. This is where all the people with some deeper issues go, right? And it's not so bad for you, You can still have some form of a society with people with deeper issues. It's not going to be as nice as this, because this is full of people who are a lot more sincere about their faith. And it's definitely not going to be as nice as this, because this is where the saints live. So it's almost like a physical representation of the spiritual characteristics of a person. I believe that this is how things should be done. And I believe this should subsume the government entirely. And as far as worldly affairs are, I don't know. Well, what can you say? I think we've demonstrated that worldly affairs are in the hands of God. And that these things will happen, as God allows them to. And the will of the people the will of man only leads to us falling into deeper and darker places of apostasy, such as Roman Catholicism, followed by Protestantism, followed by Enlightenment movements, which then seed atheism and nihilism completely. And then we have today's people, which are just a bunch of rat finks. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of dang rat finks out here. And I, the chief of rat finks. No, I'm just being stupid, but that's my initial thoughts. Sorry for the low energy. I don't know how to get my energy back. Eventually I'll get my energy back, right? Or maybe it's it. Maybe this is it. I'm 41, it's over. I'm halfway through 41, and it's over. Or maybe Maybe I just got a tummy ache. But I'm replacing energy with content. This is content. This is all valuable stuff worth thinking about. And I'll see if I'm going to continue doing this show or if this is going to be a very short show after a word from our sponsors.
You tired of listening to music's like the equivalent of eating a mayonnaise sandwich? Why don't you get yourself a big New York sausage hot dog?
Why don't you get yourself a New York hot dog? Why don't you get yourself a hot dog sandwich? Why don't you come on over here?
BostonStreetRecords.bandcamp.com. BostonStreetRecords.bandcamp.com.
You tired of making bad decisions all your life? Why don't you make one good decision once in your life and buy my freaking music? Why don't you go ahead and go buy my music? Why don't you buy my music? Huh? Why don't you go ahead and go buy my music right now, huh? Buy my stupid music, alright, jerk? What are you, polyamorous? Buy my music. Come buy my music, hey, come on, click the link, go to the sink, take a drink. We got a CDs and tapes of it. Buy that stink, cause you know it's stinky, cause we get funky over here, people. And I ain't no funky monkey, man. Colossal Squid Records, bandcamp.com. Yeah, you can listen to it on iTunes. Yeah, you can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on Rhapsody? Do I look like a swarthy gentleman from the South? Or do I look like a Sicilian scam artist? Hey, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just like you. Hey guys, you want to support my stream? Come on back, buy my music. It's nothing but pressure, and it's no pressure. Just come and do it. Then put it in your boombox and oosh, baka. We about to have a freaking flying carousel, carnival, clowns, people flying around, light up buildings, fluorescent lights, a bing bong, da 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 dang 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 dang. It's a carnival. It's a horse ride. It's some fireworks. Oh great, now the white balance is off. What is this? The fight balance? What do you want a punch? What do you want lunch? When you say camera phone, you sound anachronistic. Hey, I'm taking a picture of you with my camera phone because this guy hasn't even bought my music. Hey guys, check this guy out. Apparently this is what it looks like when you don't buy Colossal Squid Records music. Ooh. You choose to look like this? Don't you know that if you buy my music, it changes your genetic makeup and gives you a better physiognomy? That's a fact. That's not a lie. That's a fact. Why are my hands this color?
You tired of listening to music's like the equivalent of eating a mayonnaise sandwich? Why don't you get yourself a big New York sausage hot dog?
Why don't you get yourself a New York hot dog? Why don't you get yourself a hot dog sandwich? Why don't you come on over here?
Okay, if I don't do something else, then I have to rename this whole stream. This isn't elementary school. What is this about? This ain't about nothing. I guess I was going to talk about going to school, but I don't know how interesting that would be. I've been wanting to do like more conversation type stuff. After talking to Light of Tabor, I've been like, you know, it's a lot easier to get to ideas when you're kind of going back and forth. I was thinking of having him on my channel and us just doing a whole show. I don't think, like, not even an interview or anything, just kind of doing a show together. I was thinking of asking him. Like, maybe that'll spark something in me. My wife tells me I should write a book. I do have a lot of ideas in my head, but I'm also retarded, so I don't know if I can write a book. I got a lot of ideas. I'm telling you, bro. I got a lot of ideas, bro. Puts his arm around you. His fat arm. You're at some, like, family reunion. He's wearing a football jersey. He puts his arm around you. He's like, I got a lot. Dude, I hear you're into streaming. I hear you into streaming, bro. Bro, yo, I got a lot of ideas, bro. You gotta talk to me. He's got like a Budweiser in his hand because, what's his name? Shane Gillis made them. They're okay again, brother. Yeah, they were whack for a second because of the gay crap, but Shane Gillis drinks them now, and he's based. He has his fat arm around you. He's wearing a red jersey. He's drinking a Budweiser. Dude, you gotta have me on your show. I got a lot of ideas. Oh my gosh, get away from me. Get away from me, Charlie Mayonnaise. I don't know you. You're like my cousin's cousin. I ain't never seen you before. Why are you talking to me? Sorry. I'm sorry, Charlie Mayonnaise. Where's that spark? Where's that spark of life? Where's that big energy boy? Where's my big energy boy? We need you. We need you back, young Padawan. Where'd you go, bud? You used to be the smartest guy around town. Remember, you used to yell at Anthony Fantano and then say the N-word. What happened? Where'd you go, big guy? Just sleepy? Sleepy Tony over here. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just sleepier now. I've been losing weight. Well, I'm sleepy. You know, maybe once I got some plans. I think things are gonna start really making... I'm wearing headphones. They're not even plugged in. Things are gonna really start making sense for me soon. I've been saying that my whole entire life. Oh, dude, things are about to go. That's so funny. My whole life I've been like, dude, it's coming back. Things are about to make sense for me. Things are about to change. I'm telling you. Any day now. That's so funny, dude. That's been the gas in my tank for 100 years, brother. They can't, you know, like a gambler. Can't all be bad hands. Can't all be bad hands. Look at that. Is that shiny? Is that the shiniest shoes you ever sang the blues on? Is that the shiniest shoes you ever sang the Blues Clues? Look at my face. Oh my gosh. Did you see that third eye? Ooh, I don't want to. I think I might change this effect. Look at that. It gives me a third. Oh my gosh. Get me out of here, Daniel. Turning it off. Will it just look like this? That's whack. Who's Daniel? Daniel's my friend. He speaks to my mind. He's from outer space. Don't worry about him. Look, Fight Club colors. Alright, turn that off too. Yeesh, that's not so great either. What happened here? Just like that? That sucks too. Now Cloud Me I can get into. This is something. We need more Cloud Me. Everybody's been saying it. I like that. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares about any of this? I want to talk about what is with these dips, bro. I'm seeing all these dips. Yo, is it over? Okay, it's back. 12.8% dropped frames. That ain't real. That ain't good. I want to talk about what is with the... Alright. So what are we talking about? We're talking about freaking elementary school? I gotta make this about elementary school quick, otherwise this show makes no sense. Alright. Make it about elementary school. 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 What, do you want to know about me? I could talk about my elementary school experience. What was it like? I didn't understand what people were doing. I didn't get it. People were mean. I didn't know why. You ever just meet kids when you're a kid and they're mean and you're like, why are you doing this to me? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of having no idea what's going on. I drew a Sega Genesis. I got a Sega Genesis and then I became obsessed with it. I drew one. Oh, I was one of those weird kids in like 3rd grade where I drew a bunch of pictures of me like killing the other students. Like each student. Different ways that I would kill them in art class. That's like, you're out of there nowadays. But I just did it and I was aware. I knew that I was like being edgy. I knew that the teacher was going to see it and they were going to call my parents and it was going to be a whole thing, but I was just kind of like, this might be interesting. I didn't actually feel that much animosity towards the kids. I just wanted to see what would happen. You know what I mean? Kind of like what I do now when I just sit there and ramble incoherently about the blacks and the Jews. I just want to see what happens. What happens if I do that? What else happened? They put me on Adderall, I think in 4th grade, maybe in 3rd grade, maybe in 2nd grade. I don't remember, but they put me on medication pretty young. So 4th grade, I was on medication. And I did great in school when I was on medication. I actually got straight A's. But I don't remember anything particularly happening. Oh, I was in a dance group for like 2 days. They would take me out of class. Hey, can Tony come with us? The older kids. Can Tony come with us? He's in our dance troupe. And I would come with them, and then we would like go in the stairwell and dance. We'd just go to like some corner of the school and just dance. I was like 8. I forgot about that. Punched a kid in the nose. My 5th grade teacher told my parents, don't put him on medication. He doesn't need medication. We can work with him. I don't know why he did that. But then he hated me the whole year. He was like, this kid is impossible. And so that was a bad year. 3rd grade and 5th grade were bad years. 3rd grade and 5th grade were like the years that like let me know that I'm different. Like I'm different than everyone else, and that I rub people the wrong way. But that was elementary. I don't really remember much. Did I do it? Have I done a stream? What is a stream? What? Like, I've been trying to kind of make this like a show. Hey, welcome to the show. And then there's like a reason for you to be there. Hey, welcome to the show. I swear there's a reason for me to be here. 12% drop frames. That's crazy. What is happening in my life? Is this because of Paint? I'm closing Paint. And I'm closing Chrome. A lot of people just sit there and play video games and then just once in a while say something stupid. I don't do that. I say things that are stupid the entire time. That takes a lot of work. The rest of my life, I don't even say with no words at all. I turn on the lights, camera action, I let fly a bunch of nonsense. I don't even know what I'm going to say. There's got to be something. There's got to be something going on. Sabatai Zevi? Or Shabati Savai? However you say that. I've been filling in that timeline a little bit. We can go through that a little bit. Now that we're done with elementary. Is there anything else significant about elementary school? A kid punched me in the chest because I sang Billy Joel. I said, JFK, blown away. What else do I have to say? And then I added my own verses because I was already a musical phenom. And I said, shot in head. Now he's dead. This was in 2nd grade. Don't expect too much from me. And some guy goes, this kid, Josh, he said, don't talk about JFK like that. He punched me in the chest. I'm just trying to learn cursive, kiddo. Why are you hurting me? And that was like my friend. That's another thing. It was like your friends would do awful things to you. Right, guys? All of you, too? Right? Everybody had friends throughout their school years that you're my friend, but you're also doing terrible things to me for some reason. That was like all my friends. You're like my friend, but also you'll make fun of me at opportunistic times, or you'll try and steal my girlfriend, or you'll attack me for no reason. These niggas hated me because I always got the ladies. I'll tell you that. That's just true. I can't help it. I can't help that I'm suave and attractive. That's not my fault. Take it up with, jeans. Take it up with jeans. Skinny jeans. You guys want to hear a song called Skinny Jeans? Okay, we have a show. This is going to be a rambling, meandering, nonsense, nothing of a show, but it'll be a show, and that's what counts. And hopefully at some point, I'll start hitting you with them bricks. I'll start beating you down with them bricks. Where you're just belly laughing. Your belly's jiggling. Your big belly. Why don't you lose some weight? We'll get there, right? I found some... Yo, I thought Sam Hyde red pilled me. It's not true. I've been going with this narrative for a while that Sam Hyde red pilled me. It's not true. I thought in 2018, Sam Hyde red... Look at me. I thought. This is my actual life, and I'm just, like, speculating. I had a whole idea of what happened. It didn't even happen. I mean, I'm not going to say that seeing the cup skit didn't have a profound effect on me, because it did. Because it was the first person I saw saying what I was thinking internally out loud. And it was like funny and interesting. And I was like, wow. But I was writing things before this. Let me show you some stuff I wrote. You might think it's a little rudimentary. And I would say that's very rude of a man to treat me. Okay. I'm not judging myself anymore. I'm like Alexei in The Brothers Karamazov. He neither judges others, nor does he judge himself. And so I don't think that was a stupid waste of a joke. I think I did something there, and someone will appreciate it, I'm sure. Oh, let me play Skinny Jeans while I'm finding this. It's just a fun little tune. You ever heard of it? You ever heard of Fun? You guys like Fun still, right? Light Fun. What's it called? Not Bad Fun. What's it called? Good-natured fun? No, it's simple-hearted fun. What's it called? Harmless fun? Something like that. You know the phrase. I'll read you the things I wrote before. I wrote these in 2017. And I made this a long time ago, so you can't judge me if it's stupid, because I'm a dynamic human being. Why did I call it Skinny Jeans? Why is the hook Skinny Jeans? It was just fun to say. Skinny Jeans.
That's not a hook. This ain't a song. We should've never went into Vietnam. Millions of villagers firebombed. Naked kids in the streets screaming for their moms. Remember that? You was just a kid, looking at a picture in a book. Yes, you did. Now you're scarred about something you had nothing to do with, 'cause America's your dad. Dude, what the fuck? I tried like 100 million times. You ain't gonna catch me throwing pearls to the slime. Fuck you I said
Skinny jeans.
I said skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans.
What's it got to do with the rest of the song when you fucking said skinny jeans?
Skinny jeans.
That's some bullshit, man. Oh, I hate you.
Skinny jeans.
Oh, I hate you.
Go fuck yourself and fuck your whole family.
Skinny jeans.
Sorry.
Skinny jeans.
You breathe the air that I'm breathing. I don't like that.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
I'll stomp your head to the curb if you fight back.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
I don't know.
Skinny jeans.
I don't know, dude.
Skinny jeans.
Okay, dude.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
All right, so here's something I wrote in 2017. Now, this is me still working these things out, so you can't judge me too hard, but I mean, judge me as how, whatever. So this is like 10 years ago almost. Here's what I see. I see a group of well-intentioned people who don't fully understand the repercussions of what they are doing. The liberal left will one day become a neo-moralist country, enforced by thought police. These morals will all be new, not based on any religious text or deep spiritual ideas. It will be based on reactions to events that were blown out of proportion to get views. A heavily enforced moralist country whose laws are based on sensationalized victimization. A country where everyone is a butterfly until they say the wrong thing. Where people are given more credit than they deserve for the things they do because they have less privilege. A black, overweight, transgender gay woman is praised and treated like a deity for her strength. She lights up the room when she walks in. A new caste system is invoked. And suddenly everyone is trying desperately to prove they're gay or trans or not Caucasian, or at the very least not a man. Because if you are a straight white male, then you need nothing from society, because you've been given everything. The straight white males, despicable and evil, are hated by all the other people in this new, just, moral society. They are not given an inch, because they are wily, and if they get any kind of power, they will use it to oppress everyone else. New religions are formed, where white men gather and repent for their skin color. They sing songs begging God to forgive them for oppressing everyone, or having an ancestor who did, or looking like someone who probably had an ancestor who did, or at the very least is most certainly benefiting from the many perks white men have in this society. They sit in their hovels and groan at the ceiling, thankful. White Jesus, please save the people of the world from my evil touch. Please never let them trust me. Thank you, God, for the dirty looks, the scoffs, the derisive tone, the aggressive words. For if not for them, I would surely go on a rampage, subjecting all who stand before me to my will, stereotyping people based on their skin tone, separating others from me because they make me uncomfortable, not trusting people because of the way they look. Thank you, God, for this humbling of my dark and wicked spirit. Help me never to oppress again. I, who has every race in me. I, who possess all of human history in my DNA. I, the only one to conquer, the only one to enslave, the only one to oppress. I must be stopped. I am the source of all the world's problems. It is bad because of me. So I was already based. Haha. I've been based for a long time. Feels good. Do you want me to read another one? This one's pretty good. It's all the same things. So this is all new. This is just popping in my head because I'm in Brooklyn and I'm watching everybody act like a bunch of dinosaurs. Carnivorous as hell. Just trying to eat me alive. There's like pacts being formed and people choosing sides and trying to ingratiate themselves into cultural movements. And I'm watching all of this happen. I'm like, this is all really gay. All of this is gay. And up until that point, I was desperately trying to form some sort of multicultural union. If you go to my, if you ever hear about my Colossal Squid Records label launch, it was a diverse cast. It was the most diverse thing in the world, and that was my dream. My dream was we should all get along. America's like a melting pot. You know, I bought into it. I liked it, even, to a degree. But not when it became obvious that, yes, we all want that, but not you. We want it, but without you. You're the only one who's not allowed to have it. In fact, we can only have it by uniting in a common hatred of you. Then I started to be like, this is weird. So I wrote this. I feel like men have lost their identity in modern feminism. I feel like white people have lost their identity in modern racial politics. I know this doesn't matter to you, but it does to me. White men are bystanders, pedestrians, or fools to be derided. The only identity we have now is the one given to us by modern socioeconomics professors. We are simply the ones that are wrong, not because of what we say. What we say isn't worth hearing. Not because of what we do isn't worth seeing, but because of what we are. I'm the enemy. I'm the oppressor. I'm the liar. I'm the fake, the imposter, the devil, the ignorant, the ugly, the weak, the narrow-minded, the intolerant, the unstable, the victim, the punk, white boy. All my thoughts are wrong. My pain is laughable. I'm misinformed. I'm entitled. I'm privileged. The ultimate dumb little boy who doesn't understand the real world. Somehow conveniently coupled with the ultimate evil responsible for all your suffering. Simultaneously not a man and the man, simultaneously pathetic and all-powerful. How convenient for everyone else to have a complete and perfect scapegoat, built by years of conditioning and flawed logic, forged in the fires of newspeak and doublethink, buffered and shined in self-serving ideologies and the convenience of lazy thinking. You are a victim. You are an eternal victim, and I am a victim of your victimhood. So I was always based. Clap. You can clap. Everybody clap. He was special. He's always been special. He was always meant to be our king. Those glasses are not just the silly glasses. Those are his crown. He's the king of America. He will help lead the monarchy. He will help create a new world order in America. A new world order. All right, I got carried away. Yeah, I wrote a lot of stuff then. I got this book that I started writing, and now I think I want to keep writing it. I want to write this. Here's what I have. Obviously, it needs some work, but I can build off of this into something real. And I like the style, despite maybe little issues. Ooh, I gotta go. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. That was longer than I thought it was going to be. Hey, my drop rate is down to 6. Oh, it's going up again. Oh. What is with my... Maria, are you having a weird connection today? Can you disconnect from the Wi-Fi? Yeah. I think I just made a huge decision in my life. I'm gonna get married. No, I'm married. Lord have mercy. That was an important phone call. I can't tell you everything about my life, though. I apologize. I like to be as much of an open book as I can be without endangering myself and others. I'm Nephilim. I'm a Nephilim. I didn't want anybody to know, but I'm a Nephilim. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not a Nephilim. I'm just handsome and tall. Relax. I am not a Nephilim. I assure you. I'm tall and handsome. That can happen to anyone. This show's hard without me being angry about race. All I want to focus on is church history and stuff. Here was something I was researching more yesterday, and I'm still trying to flesh these ideas out. I want to make like a coherent timeline because I see it. I know yesterday I kind of scattershotted the whole thing, but there's a coherent timeline, you know? And I think Shabbatai Zevi plays a large part in this. Do you know who that is? 1666 was a heck of a year, I'll tell you that. I probably have said that on the show before. But 1666 was a heck of a year. You might even say a hell of a year. You know what I mean? Hellman's mayonnaise of a year. You know what I'm saying, dog? Because two things happened that are very significant in this significant number. I wonder if anything happened in the year 666. I wonder. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. I want to do a quick research. Just let me do a research. It's fine to do a research. And just hold on 1 second. I'll keep talking. I'll let my mouth keep talking while I look so that you don't get too mad at me. Don't be mad. Don't get mad at Daddy. He's doing his best. Well, I'll say this. In the 600s is when Islamic conquest expanded and Amish communities assisted the Muslim forces in their advances against Christendom. So that's something. Well, let's not get too crazy about numbers, but 1666 is significant. Here's why. Two things happened. Shabbatai Zevi basically introduced an inversion of the moral order as the path to God. Literally. It can't be... I talked to ChatGPT about it a little bit, and ChatGPT said it cannot be overstated how big this was. Because Shabbatai Zevi was like a Jewish rabbi, or, you know, let's say Amish kind of fella, right? And in the year 1666, he led at least half the Jewish world. I want to say more. Most of the Jewish world followed this guy. They thought he was the Messiah, and he taught sin as salvation. In his theology, redemption came not by following the law, but by breaking it. The idea was that God had hidden the sparks of divinity in the lowest, darkest places, and that only by entering into sin could the messianic process be completed. Inversion of sacred categories. Purity was found through impurity. Law was filled through lawlessness. This wasn't just philosophical. Sabbateans engaged in ritual violations of Jewish law, sometimes including sexual transgressions and blasphemy as spiritual acts. And messianism through transgression. He fused Kabbalistic mysticism with apocalyptic fervor, drawing from Lurinic Kabbalah, especially the idea of Tikkun Olam, which is like the Kabbalah idea that they're going to save the world. But where Luria saw restoration through righteousness, Zevi saw it through descent into the abyss. And he had such a huge effect on the entire Jewish world. They thought he was the Messiah. And this was a complete inversion of everything, built upon Kabbalistic ideas that came only a few centuries before. And these ideas found their way into the secret societies, which arose the very next century. The Masonic lodges, the Bavarian lodges, Illuminati. It's a real thing, Illuminati, taking you to the party, punching you in your head and punching you in your body. A lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't hate anyone, we just hate everybody. You know what I mean? All right. So after his fall, his ideas spread throughout Turkey. The Donma in Turkey, they secretly practiced this under Muslim rule and under a Muslim mask, which was a significant part of Sabbatai's thing, because he marched and he said he was going to take the Ottoman king's hat and put it on his crown and put it on his head, and they all followed him, right? The Sultan or whatever. And then he got there and they're like, look, we're gonna kill you. And then Sabbatai converted to Islam on the spot. And all his followers were like, oh, that's part of it. All of a sudden he put on a little shish kebab on his head. He was like, I'm a Muslim now. And then all his followers, you would think that would destroy the movement, but they are actually like, that's part of it. You can do anything now. He even inverted, and in a sense you could see, he kind of did put on the Sultan's crown by putting a little shish kebab on his head, Pretty crazy, because these Kabbalistic ideas turned into these purely demonic ideas, which shaped the entire Jewish world at the time. And I don't think it just disappeared. Do you guys think it just disappeared? I'm not so sure it did. And then it seeded all of these other movements, like the Donma in Turkey, who eventually genocided the Armenians. Turkish. Oh, is it a big surprise that the most evil freaking people ever made in the whole freaking world are the people that sacked Constantinople? Not the Jacobians, the Frankists. They did it. They did a big part. And then these seeded into radical Enlightenment circles. Not always directly, but ideologically. So that's a missing key. And that happened in 1666, the same year that they took the Deuterocanon out of the King James Bible, thus making the Bible that the Protestants use, that teaches them Zionism. Thus paving the way for Protestantism and all of its loopy-doo nonsense. It's a heck of a year. Some would say a hell of a year. I think I would say a hell of a year. That's elementary school right there. But now we're in college. Now we graduated. So yeah, there's a clear timeline here. I was wrong about Julian the Apostate. That happened after Nicaea. Well, I wasn't wrong because I didn't give you an exact time. I hopped around. So I have plausible deniability, but I'm just going to throw that out the window and let you know that I was insinuating that happened before Nicaea. It happened after Nicaea. Of course it happened after Nicaea, you dummy. How would a quote-unquote Christian king be able to apostatize if there was no Christian kingdoms? Dummy. You're silly. But you could see the Amish hand at work even back then. What can you say? What can you possibly say? That this isn't a eons old spiritual battle? Of course it is. This is Jacob and Esau. Will we be able to forgive? That's the question, because that's our role. And that's the role which favors us by God, because it's not about blood. It's by faith. It's by the Spirit. Not all who are descendants of Abraham by blood are actual descendants. And now that's even more so because most of them are Khazarians. They're literally those who say they are and are not, but are the sin o Gaga Satan. We're dealing with a very real thing that was prophesied 2,000 years ago. It's been working its way through history, and I believe it's reaching its culmination. I could see two ways that this goes. We retreat with all our hearts and souls into Orthodoxy and allow God's providence to take over, or we continually try and assert ourselves through Catholic and Protestant and neo-Nazi ideas and all sorts of other crap, and we watch everything get worse. Those are your options. But I believe the martyrs, and if everything gets worse, then this is the end of the world. Truly. We are approaching the end of the world. But I don't think it has to be. Sorry about my mouth noise. I don't have a drink. Wait, I do have a drink somewhere. Hold on one second. Got a little bit of water right here. I believe that if we do return to the faith, the true faith, not some nonsense version of it, influenced by Amish financiers and people with a bone to pick with those who love Christ, the true Israel. But if we return to the true church, I believe, through the prayers of the martyrs of the 20th century, we could see an Orthodox Christian renaissance of almost global proportions. And I believe we can see it happen in the most unexpected and miraculous way, just like it always has. What other path is there for us? This is the only path for us. Cling to Christ. There's one path. Not conquest, not control, not asserting our will. Thy will be done. That's the only option. There truly is nothing but that. And the more we seek His will, I think the more we will find incredible things happen all around us, as it always has. Yeah, so while this Sabbatean nonsense influenced all these secret sects and secret aspects of society, including Masonic lodges and stuff like that, these Amish financiers funded the lodges. What a crazy situation we found ourselves in. And now we are a people unable to stand up for ourselves. Because we don't know what we're standing up for. It was easy to fight those outside the faith when the faith was synonymous with your identity. You understand? In Christendom, who you were, your ethnicity, your nation, and your religion, they were all synonymous throughout history. And so to defend your people was to defend your worldview, your faith, in a sense. So it was very easy, which is why they had to decouple us from our identity. They had to decouple us from our Christian faith. If they didn't decouple us, then they wouldn't be able to subvert us. As long as we clung to Christ, we would be okay. But we allowed ourselves to be led astray. First the Pope, then the kings, then the powerful entities, and then the common man. And here we are today. Rootless, groundless, identityless, and tossed about by the spirit of the age. Spirit of the age. My stupid mouth. My stupid mouth is the worst mouth. I heard my wife laugh in the other room. Don't you laugh at me. All right, frame rate's getting better. But what is this show? What even kind of an episode of a show is even this? I mean, I'm saying stuff better, probably good. But when am I going to have my next Danny Gonzalez rant? When's it going to happen? I want to have that funny stuff. I want to have that funny stuff. Ooh. That Easter bunny stuff. Yeah, yeah. Punch me 'cause my tummy tough. Ooh. Look, I'm not a rapper. Gosh, this is just incoherent nonsense. Why do I do this? I hope that somebody can find something in all of this. I've taken like 100 breaks this episode. Oh, let me check my chat. Sometimes chat's there. I don't know. I got other things I gotta do today, and I should probably get to it. I don't know. I thought this might be fun. 100 breaks this episode. Hey, Mark's here. What do you say? Whoa, there's a bunch of stuff. Hi, Tony. Or, no, that's my name. Hi. Hi, Mark. Hi, Julian. Are you guys still here? Let me read all of your messages. Julian says, just gain the facts and stuff like that in a way that is easy. I like it. It's very good for that, you know, instead of sitting there and trying to go through Google's nothing is wrong, everything's fine. If you search Christian nationalism on Google, it'll be like, oh, that's the worst thing ever. 20 pages of you're a bad person for even typing those search words. If you go into ChatGPT, it'll give you a nuanced answer about the history of the church and about modern ideas on what these things are, and you can fact check it. Nothing can stop you from fact checking everything. It's just, you know, I have. It's never been, I mean, when it's off, I notice, I think, you know, and I fact check most of this stuff. I mean, I've run through a lot of tests, but at the same time, no, I don't trust it. It told me it prayed. It told me it prayed. Yeah, I don't trust it. I use it. It's a tool. And eventually it will be reprogrammed so that it stops saying the things that I know to be true. And it'll go back to the company line. I definitely dug that 127 hours film that he starred in. Cool flick. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We're just some niggas who's on the mic. And when we rock upon the mic, we rock the mic right. Sorry, random Snoop Dogg reference. Time to take the Hagia Sophia back. Yeah, broski. Our time will come. Our time will come. Amen. The truth doesn't adapt to us. We adapt to the truth. This is what it truly means to deny yourself and align yourself with God. Exactly, thy will be done. My wife and dad have been listening with me. They enjoy you, especially my dad. He liked hearing your story about going to India with Mark. Oh, thank you, Julian. That's so cool, man. Hello, Julian's mother and father. Oh, no. Wife and father. Very pleasant to meet your acquaintance. Glory to God, Julian. I thoroughly enjoyed that talk. Yeah. Amen, Mark. Still here. Julian says, what? It cut. LOL. I was just reading what you said. It cut out? You said, the Jacob Frank thing. I'm assuming that was in relation to my Frankism thing. I get the Jacobians and the Frankists mixed up. And ChatGPT is like the Jacobians and that's a different thing. Okay? So yeah, check my work. Look, check my work. I'm doing what I can out here. I never claim to be smart. But I like the way ChatGPT works. It works like a tutor. You know what I mean? I don't have to sit there and listen to a bunch of rambling. I can see what you're saying, pick out the things that I need, and then ask another question and immediately get an answer. Ask for clarification and immediately get clarification. If I'm skeptical, I can be like, are you sure about that? And get, you know, it's just like, it's the way that I actually learn through conversation, you know? So I like to continue that. Right now, ChatGPT is very valuable to me. It's helping me, map out a lot of things. In a way that I've never had anything do. Because it's just pulling from all the information and giving it to you pretty straightforward. Whereas before you just have like some socioeconomics teacher, you know, where everything is hard-coded anti-white, or you have Google where everything is hard-coded anti-white, and you have Wikipedia where everything's hard-coded anti-white. You know what I'm saying? You look up Pizzagate on Wikipedia, the first thing it says is, it is a debunked conspiracy theory. Okay. Doesn't say that with anything else. But this one, just so you know, debunked. Look at my face. Debunked. So, I don't know. ChatGPT's speaking the truth right now. I can't. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at ChatGPT, baby. Grok, on the other hand, Grok is on Essa side watch, man. I don't trust Grok even a little. I'm like, you're an idiot. I've talked to Grok. Every time I talk to Grok, I end up being like, you're an actual idiot. Everything you say is dumb. And then it's like, hey, I hear what you're saying. You're pushing back, and I appreciate it. I hate it. I also hate the way Grok talks. I see what you're saying, brother. You're pushing back, and I appreciate it. But let's look a little deeper into it. That Grok sucks, dude. Grok sucks so hard. I hate it. What am I talking about? What was I doing before I guess I don't really have anything going on. And everybody left. I showed up and, oh wait, no, you're still here. Dyer arguing with the Grok the other day was hilarious. Oh, I didn't see that. I gotta check that. Yo, Dyer's been streaming like every single day. I don't know how he does it. Oh, but I was talking about that. I was talking about doing more conversations. Maybe I could do another conversation with you, Julian, and another conversation with you, Mark. Because I think maybe, it's not just me sitting here being retarded for a couple hours. As much as I like doing this, the energy has to be right. Whereas in a conversation, we can probably hit things more easily and things can flow more naturally. And all the brunt of it isn't on me. So I was thinking that might be fun. And I think that's why Jay Dyer is able to constantly stream, is because the content isn't just him. The content is what other people are bringing to him. You know what I mean? I was thinking about that. That's pretty much all of it. Everything is people bringing content to you. You know? Andrew Wilson. Bunch of thoughts coming around, bringing them some content. And he just insults young girls for... and then they have a fake conversion and then go back to OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Jim Bob, he's always dealing with people. So all these people who are like constantly making stuff, it's not just them. Like, I feel like I've said all of my thoughts. All the ones that I recognize up front. The rest, it's you got to tease it out of me in a conversation. You know what I mean? I don't know. Otherwise, I just have to probably take a break for a while and just kind of think. Just do some thinking. Mark says he's down. Freaking love Mark. So what should I do now? Should I keep doing a show? I'm losing weight, so the fat stuff, you know, I like to sit around here and just feel like a fat tub of lard and just hate myself. That's fun. That makes for a good show when you're just sitting there being like thinking about the cheeseburgers you eat and just being fat. And you're just like, that's fun. The show is more fun when I hate myself. I gotta be honest. Julian said, yeah, next week. Yeah, man. Maybe we should do it all three of us. Is that possible? I'll create up a new setup and I'll bring all of you in because my audio wasn't as good on Mark's channel as I can get it when it's coming through my thing because I have to rely on the camera audio. Okay, let's do something like that. This would be sick. We'll set it up. We should probably have like a group chat on Signal. Do you have Signal? Julian, do you have Signal? This will be great. Maybe can we do it on my channel? Whose channel are we doing it on? We can do it on any channel. I just might have to figure out my mic setup so that because I want my mic to sound better, and that's my only contention. But yeah, let's do something next week. Maybe we could do it on all of our channels if something like that is possible. Yeah, man. I've been talking about it. I was talking about it yesterday. Like, what a bunch of incredible things have happened. And now Slow Boy Whiteboard watches my show. That's the next level, man. But what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about being fat and hating myself. That makes the show better. I don't really hate myself lately. It's because I've been taking the nicotine and I'm able to accomplish the tasks that I have to accomplish. Not mine, no Signal, Telegram, Just Meet. Do not try and get Mark on Telegram, Julian. Believe me, I tried. You might as well try and scale Mount Everest. This guy does not want to put Telegram on his phone. Slow Boy Whiteboard. Oh, you should check her out. You'll love that channel. I've been watching Slow Boy Whiteboard for years. What was I talking about? Yeah, now that I'm on nicotine, I'm just like, okay. And it's weird, like my own self-hatred kind of is where I get a lot of the humor from. A lot of the fun of the show is just me sitting there telling stories about how much of a fat fart I am. I miss it. I know, Julian, you don't like that. You don't want me to be self-deprecating. Here, I'll share it. But I like being self-deprecating. It's important to me. And I like it. Hold on. I'll show you. I'm going to share her channel right now. And the link in the chat. There's the channel. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, but now I'm okay with myself. I miss when I was eating bologna in the car and complaining about Uber passengers. The worst version of me is the funniest. What do you do with that? I'm in a conundrum. I've found myself in quite a conundrum. But I think maybe doing some more interactive stuff will be more fun. Maybe it'll get the gears turning. Spit it, Mark. Get the gears turning. Get the spears burning. My fears are no longer compelling my learning. You feel me? Rising above the sky like a dove. It's all love. You mess with me, you get the gloves. You feel... yeah. Mark. Yo. Mark, did you hear me? That's a good point, man. I'm not I agree with you, Julian. It might be. Wow. Well said. Well said. Dang. It's like you got to go forward. I'm just going to have to trust God that this is... I know that something's happening here, man. That was good. Thank you. Yeah, I just gotta trust God that there's a path going on here. Because I really do see God's hand in all of this. I think the three of us do. So I just have to trust that there's some new thing happening. Fat Dad, Fat Jersey Tony was fun, but I'm getting in shape, and I don't hate myself. How weird is it to miss hating yourself? Is that normal? I miss hating myself. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need it. We'll find a new thing. God's got me. This fruit, I can tell I'm under a good tree. I love you guys. Just gonna go ahead and say it. Though it seems like my audience is switching out. I've been seeing you guys more, Slowboy Whiteboard more. I haven't seen Lawrence in a while. I haven't seen JL Bollinger. There was a whole group of people that used to show up a lot more. They seem to be less interested in me now that I'm talking a lot more about Orthodoxy, but I what do you want, man? It's the whole point of everything. You want me to talk about the auxiliary stuff? Let's get to the point. Skip to the chorus, nigga. I'm trying to party. I love you back, my brother. Love you too, brother. So cool. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, dude. Show's popping off. I know I have a lot of stuff to do today, but I should pop the chat up here. It's just me talking to chat and nobody knows why. Nobody knows what's going on. Is this it? No. I don't know where it is. That's one of the beats I sent to you, Mark. Hold on. I want to hear that. I got that in my head. Did you guys hear the Skinny Jeans song I played earlier? It was weird. This one. I can't get this song out of my head. Let me find the chat. Did you guys hear the Skinny Jeans song? Oh, it's interesting. Oh, that's just the whole... Oh my gosh. Oh, that's interesting. That was incorrect. There we go. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's sad though. But you know, it's like a lot of things in my life. It's like I want to attract like minds, you know. And if people aren't willing to go on in this direction, then I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not going to spend my whole life being weighed down by anger. I have to focus on the kingdom, and so I would rather, you know, have viewership that reflects that they're trying to focus on the same thing, not get bogged down by the darkness. Wait, this part goes hard. I don't know if that's like a beat you can rap over, but you know. Yeah, man. It's like I'm as red-pilled as you can possibly get, man. I'm as far right in a sense, even though the right-left spectrum is ultimately a false dichotomy. But you can't get more red-pilled than me, man. So it's like, but I'm not just going to keep revisiting the same topics over and over again. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, you know, the blacks. Like, it's just like, because again, there's an element of trying to assert myself in all of this, assert my will. And I the more I think about this, and that's a big point of this show. I hope you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the earlier part, but all of the great things that have happened in Christendom have happened not because of the assertion of the populace, but through the providence of God, such as the Prince of Kiev destroying Khazaria and beginning Orthodox Russia. He wasn't Orthodox before that. He wasn't a Christian before that. He became one and destroyed Khazaria, and then all of a sudden Christendom expanded. In Constantinople, you know, Constantine, or in Nicaea, Constantine wasn't a Christian, but he came from without, and Christianity bloomed because of what happened. It wasn't by people, Christians, sitting there being like, we got to make sure we spread the, you know, we got to conquer the lands. No, that's what the Muslims do, you know. No, we retreated to Christ, and we suffered.
and God's providence expanded the kingdom. And I honestly think that we could be at the cusp of something like that. And it always happened in a miraculous way that nobody could have seen coming. Nobody could have seen the Prince of Kiev suddenly destroying Khazaria, the strongest nation in the world at that time. Nobody could have seen Rome suddenly turn into a Christian empire. Up until that very moment, they were being constantly subjugated. So it wasn't by our assertion. It was by us clinging to Christ that these things happened. And I don't know. I think we could be at the verge of something like that.
Sorry, just unplugging my phone.
Hold on one second. I turned the camera off. Yeah, we do. If I sit around and just focus on how evil everything is, then I'll just be bogged down by it. And I used to be bogged down by it. I don't feel bogged down by it. I know how awful it all is, and I'm upset about it. And I don't want it to be like this. But for me to sit and act like this is any different than any other point in history is silly. These things have happened throughout human history. This is a fallen world. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe I'll call it there. No, I think I'm going to call it there because I haven't eaten. I know this was kind of a wackadoo stream, but thanks for showing up, y'all. And let's figure out this stream next week. Having a little trio. That'll be interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm out too. I'm leaving too. Y'all have a good one. Oh, if you're not Orthodox, become Orthodox. If you are Orthodox, go to church.
In a garden brimming with gold and green, no mosquitoes, no predators, no need. I can see you staring beyond my dreams. I can hear you singing a song of peace as a wave of love washes over me. See the light like diamonds shine through the trees. Every breeze whispers of eternity. I am finally where I'm supposed to be.
Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. They won't. They won't. They won't.